All right, y'all. Well, we have a very special guest on the show today, and this man needs no introduction. I'd like to welcome Ben Armstrong to the show. Ben, how are you doing today?
I'm doing great, man. And I got to be honest, you look ripped right now. And
Oh,
you're
yeah.
making me really insecure over here. How much are you benching these days?
About 330 pounds. I'm trying to get it
Ooh,
up to 350.
ooh, that's pretty good. I was at 305 and then I've gone back down. I've lost some weight. You lose weight, you lose some of that strength. So trying
That's
to build
very
back
true.
up. You got to build back better.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, yeah. I've heard that somewhere before.
I don't know where.
I don't know either. Yeah. So I have to say, man, I'm very honored to have you on the channel.
Yeah.
I've been following you since you were not nearly this big. And I have to thank you so much because you had me on your channel about a year ago,
Hmm.
and you really helped me build up a much bigger community. So I really appreciate that.
Yeah.
Um,
Absolutely. That's something we really are passionate about. Like we really love helping smaller creators. And I mean, you got a lot of subscribers now, but like there's this idea that like, oh, well, unless you got like 100,000 subscribers, I don't want you on my channel or whatever. But we don't believe in that. We believe people gave me a chance when I first started in crypto. And so that's something we're real passionate about, is helping people grow. And we're glad to see, how well you've done.
yeah, I really do. I really do appreciate it, man. It's funny because the first video I made actually about trading was on Valentine's Day, 2021.
How about
So
that?
it's a very significant day for both of us, I think.
Very significant. It is. I
Yeah,
think ETH hit 2,500 on that day, I think, or
I'm pretty sure it was exactly on that day. I think it was.
exactly.
It
Yes.
was, yeah. Yeah, I remember it very clearly. So, I have to say, being, now having a YouTube channel for about a year, I've grown my community pretty big. And a lot of people, I'd say more than half, have gotten to crypto because of your channel. And I actually have people in my Discord that are full-time traders. They've quit their job and they got into trading simply because they found you. And so that's pretty cool, man. So I want to ask you, what made you even get started going down this path? Like, what made you want to create content, and how did you become? How did Ben Armstrong become BitBoy? How did this thing happen?
Well, from a logistical standpoint, how that actually happened, how I became BitBoy was, I started my channel as it was supposed to be like a comedy channel. Like it was supposed to be an animated cartoon series about this superhero named BitBoy that I got this little bobblehead back there of. And so we got the cool branding for like the logo and stuff like that. But, I learned very early on, people can go watch my earliest videos. That's what it was. And I learned very on the return on investment was not great for that because I spent a lot of hours learning how to animate and doing stuff like that. And, people really, it was in the bear market, in 2018, people weren't really having it. So my friend Justin Williams, who now is my VP of NFT development, he's a good friend of mine at the time. And he said, man, you just need to start doing news videos. And so I started doing news videos and, things were very slow going for a long time, but I started having people on the channel for interviews and they started calling me BitBoy. So I was never supposed to be BitBoy. I'm a 39-year-old man. I'm almost 40 years old. But it's a little embarrassing to be called BitBoy. It's a boy. He's a comic book character. But at this point, you can do nothing but embrace it. And it's been good stuff. So what really led me to start, wanting to do a channel, was I got in Bitcoin in 2012 and I sold it all in 2013. And I made a really big mistake by doing that. So in 2017, I should have been a millionaire and I wasn't. I was living paycheck to paycheck and, barely getting by, doing side hustles, like doing stuff to barely get by. And, I just had this awakening, this epiphany, like, man, this crypto thing, number one, I missed it. Number two, it's still the future. And there was still time for me to get in and do something. One of the things we talk about on my channel is, we've been revealing our investment philosophies. We've got 5 investment philosophies here at the channel, develop a long-term mindset, understand market behavior, become an expert, navigate crypto safely. And the third one is escaping me right now. But that's 4 of the 5 there. Become an expert is a very important one because that doesn't mean know everything about crypto. That means pick one thing that you can do to generate income in crypto other than just investing. And so for me, early on, I came up with this idea. Number one, I wanted to help people understand what I missed. But number two was this is a way that I would sell the shovel, so to speak. You know, this is something I could do and get involved in crypto and make connections and earn an income where I actually get paid in crypto almost exclusively, and I have for a long time. So these are, you know, these are things that really set me started wanting to create a channel. I think everybody's got to find something in crypto. For you, it's trading. Now you do a channel as well, you know, but for you, your niche, you're an expert is trading. For other people, it might be NFTs. Other people might be, for them, they might want to become an expert in content creation or social media, Web3, layer 1 protocols, wherever you fit in, blockchain development, things like that. So that's kind of what got me started. I've just always been really passionate about helping people. I've been sober for about 15 years. I had a big overdose, almost died and all this stuff back in 2007. And, you know, from that point forward for my life, like after I was in recovery for or I was in rehab for like 2 years, my life at that point became about helping other people. And so I helped other people to get off drugs for a long time. I worked at nonprofits and recovery centers. I was executive director of one. That was the last thing I did before I went full-time crypto. But, you know, now it's helping people in a different way. It's helping people from, you know, a financial perspective and understanding crypto. So, you know, really to make a name for myself and to do something in crypto and then to help people. Those are the two things that certainly drove me, you know, creating this channel in the beginning.
That's really cool, man. I wanted to ask you actually, because you mentioned that now you're getting into NFTs and stuff like that. So you recently made a video, well, in one of your live streams where you're talking about OpenSea and how they did you dirty. They took away your blue check on the
Crazy.
yeah. So what in the world is going on with this, man? And do you really think people should stay away from OpenSea now and go other places? I mean, that's a pretty huge
yeah. Well, here's the problem. The problem is there just aren't really other great places. We look at Rarible. They've certainly had a lot of issues. We look at LooksRare, you know, and they have like insider trading problems and all kinds of stuff. You know, they cashed out a bunch at the top, you know, and their users are upset about it. We've yet to have a good competitor come into the NFT space that is not all about money grab, cash grab, cash grab, cash grab. All of these sites have terrible customer service. And so, you know, there's definitely an opportunity there for, you know, someone to step up and create a viable alternative. And I think someone will do that pretty soon. But the point is that right now we just don't have a lot of choice. So with Pluto Alliance, like we're looking to transition to our own independent site, kind of like Larva Labs does for CryptoPunks. That's something that will be coming in the future, you know, sooner rather than later. But right now, like we're handcuffed to them. Like a lot of people are handcuffed to them. And the problem is they have no customer service. Like, why do they care about their customers? They're being sued right now for $1 million from a guy who there was a bug exploit. I forgot what Winkver or something like that, a transfer protocol bug. And basically what happened is they were alerted about this 17 days before a guy actually had. Now, I don't know if they responded. I don't know what they did, but 17 days before this event happened where the guy had his Bored Ape stolen, that he's suing for $1 million, it's sold because of a bug for $26. He bought it for, I think, 55 ETH. It was sold for $26 because of an exploit on the OpenSea site. And they're saying, oh, we're not negligent. It's a bug on your site. You know, yeah, you are. So there's just all kinds of problems. Of course, we had the hack this week. It's basically ever since I started like throwing them under the bus, it's just been story after story after story of how bad of a site this is. And we need viable alternatives for sure. So they took our blue check mark here so people understand what we're doing at BitBoy Crypto. So we have an NFT project. We have multiple ones, but kind of the biggest community we have right now is Pluto Alliance. Now, Pluto Alliance, there are different, you know, aliens from different you know, planets, including Uranus, of course. Pluto, hashtag Pluto is a planet, of course. They're the rarest. So the way we did the rarities is the largest planets are the most common and the smallest planets have the most rare form, which, you know, kind of, and it's kind of based on the sizes like that. Then we have black holes that are the most rare. And so we announced on my YouTube channel a couple of things. Number one, we're not doing any sponsor content ever again on the channel or any of our social media stuff. Like that was a big step that we made.
Right.
And then we said, we're going to give away 100% of our YouTube monetization profits back to our NFT holders of Pluto Alliance. So awesome. Yeah, when we announced that, they took our check mark away because now, why did they do that? My suspicions are, you know, threefold. Number one, we trash them all the time. And so this got a lot of, you know, steam behind it and everybody's talking about it on Twitter. It's a big move. Nobody at this level has done this. There are some smaller people that might have done the same thing, but on the level we're at with the largest creators in crypto, no one's even touched anything close to what we're doing here. And, you know, we throw them under the bus all the time. And we think this might have caused them to remove our check mark. And we can't get a response. They won't respond to us about it, of course. Bad customer service. So the second thing could be because supposedly, it's now there's a return coming with the NFTs. Well, number one, the NFT project launched, and this was not part of the utility. It's not built into the code or anything like that. This is just, we're just going to airdrop our community the money. We could stop it at any point. We're not committed to do it forever. We believe we will, but we're not committed. We can stop it at any point. And so there's other ones, like I think it's CyberKong's maybe. There's some other really big NFT projects that do offer returns to their people, and they take their check marks away. Okay. The third thing is some people are saying that this is a fractionalized NFT now. Okay. Now, what you have to understand about a fractionalized NFT is similar to what I was talking about on point number 2. A fractionalized NFT is where the returns of the NFT are built into the code. Okay. They're built into the code. They're mandatory. When you get a fractionalized NFT, you have ownership, and you will have ownership of, fractionalized ownership of whatever the possession is or the entity until, that entity is no more. That's not what we did. And also, this was not at the launch or the sale. Like, if you look at what they're going after XRP for, the SEC, they're going after because they said the token sale initially was a security sale, not what it is now.
Right.
We didn't launch. We launched Pluto Alliance several months ago. We had no idea this was going to be in the cards. This is something we just wanted to do to the community. And this is really just a monthly airdrop that's voluntary by us is what this is. And so, on all 3 counts of possibilities, they fail to prove that we need a check mark taken. We're actually doing something positive and pro the community, and they're tearing us down. And it's just unnecessary. And it's really sad, to be honest with you. So we certainly push other people to, we want people to use other platforms, but the platform that I think we'll all be using in the future for NFTs, I don't think it's out yet.
Yeah, that's interesting, man. And that is really sad. And like you say, right now, OpenSea, that's like the place to go. I mean, there's really nowhere else. You brought up the XRP lawsuit a little bit. Do you have any news on that? Any inside information on how that's going?
I haven't got any inside info in a while here on this. And,
yeah.
Obviously a lot of the information we had, well, I think it might well have been good when it was given. It didn't pan out. And, there's just, as we see, everything that's going on in the world, from China to Russia to Ukraine to Canada, things are very unpredictable right now. And the best laid plans, they don't often happen in that way. So really, with the XRP lawsuit at this point, like, I'm just kind of, expecting it to play out with a settlement at some point. We know February is a big date or a big month. February 28th, there's a big ruling or a big date for the trial for the discovery. And on that day, I'm going to have Jeremy Hogan and John Deaton, the 2 kind of most lawyers associated with this case.
Nice.
They'll be on my channel, on my live stream that day.
Awesome.
To talk about all things XRP. So we're monitoring, at this point, if you were to say, when do I think it'll be over? I would probably say May or June. That's just a guess. If it plays out according to the calendar schedule for the court, then it would be over in August or September. However, if there's a settlement, you got to think settlement will come, pretty well before that. So they were probably looking at May or June. That'd be a good time for me to target, when that would be. And some people are saying that even though we did see a higher high in the market, 69K in November for Bitcoin, that really all the retail left in May last year. The retail left in May, and it's been gone. It's just been institutional money moving Bitcoin, different directions. We saw it, like the meme coin, rage didn't really come back in the last pump and things like that. So who knows? Maybe that could set us up for end of a bear market, around May and June of this year, as opposed to, November, because traditionally the bear market low comes 1 year after the peak. So there's a little hopium for people for this thing to be over sooner than some people would expect. And then that would line up if the XRP lawsuit ended. That could be some fuel to get things going back in the right direction.
Yeah, that's really interesting. This market cycle, as people call it, it's definitely been a lot different than 2013, 2017, and also there's a lot more uncertainty just in the world in general right now. We got the thing going on in Canada, we got China banning mining and all this kind of stuff. Do you think that we have, peaked, because you're talking about potentially in May, if the lawsuit ends, we could see the market come back. Do you think it's in the cards that Bitcoin could hit 100K this year?
No,
No.
to be honest, no, I don't. Now look, that can change, maybe we bottom, things bounce back up. Maybe we get a bottom of the, now look, bottom of the bear market 2018 was December, and the price was at $6,000 or $3,200. We did get Bitcoin in the summer of 2019 going up to $14,000.
Yeah, we had like a just kidding bull market.
Exactly. But a lot of people think that was because of the plus token or the one coin Ponzi scheme. One of those two that was going on in China at the time. There were two giant Ponzi schemes, and a lot of the selling is what propelled stuff down, but it was a lot of the pumping of the Ponzi that pushed the price up. So a lot of people think that's why we had that kind of middle of the cycle run.
Yeah.
But even in that, it still didn't cross previous all-time highs. So, that would have been, approximately 6-7 months after the low. So let's say we did bottom in May. Well, then you're really looking at, maybe a relief rally like that come in like maybe early 2023. But if we look back at December 2018, you say the low is at 3,200. Well, in December of 2020, or December of 2019. So, essentially a little over a year after that, I mean, the price was still around $6,000 or $7,000. So the thing about a bear market is once it bottoms, what we've seen traditionally is it goes up, but it takes a long time to go up. It's not like all of a sudden we turn around quickly.
Yeah, we trade sideways for a while.
Exactly. And I would kind of push back against the idea that we saw something different with this cycle than we've seen before. There was one thing very specifically that we did see different. We did not have a blow off top. That is very peculiar. We did not have that in any other cycle. So that one thing, but the timing of the cycle, we had a double top. Basically,
Right.
In 2013, 2014, we had a double top, similar to what we have, but it went higher, percentage wise back then. So we've seen a double top before. And the timing, we said for 2 years, the market was going to end at the end of September, and Bitcoin topped out first week of November.
November 11th.
Or second week of November. Right. So we were basically like 5 weeks off from, when we said it would be over for 2 years. It sounds pretty close to the previous cycles to me. I think that really we're dealing with the same thing that a lot of people dealt with in 2018 was the disbelief of, I can't believe we're going back into a bear market. Like,
Right.
And that's what's propelling a lot of this hopium. Certainly hope I'm wrong. Like, trust me. I hope I'm wrong. I hope, blockchain backers talking about like an altcoin season possibility still. We have Benjamin Cowan talking about extended cycles. Certainly hope that those guys are right. But as of today, what we talked about the Bitcoin cycles are looking eerily exact to what we saw.
Yeah, I have to admit, man, I'm pretty bearish. I could even see us coming back down below 20,000. I mean, just 2 years ago, Bitcoin was in the 3,000. So I mean, even a retest of 17K is not like,
My number at 18K is probably as low as I think it can go, but maybe 17. It could certainly go. I don't think it'll go lower than that for sure, but it could. I just think at some point, like Michael Saylor will buy the entire supply. So, where does he do that at? 20,000? I think he would.
Yeah, I think a lot of people are waiting for those numbers because a lot of people missed the boat. And, I think that FOMO will start to kick in when people see Bitcoin kind of consolidating at those lows, not just dumping down there, but, consolidating. But, for me as a trader, as long as there's volatility, I'm happy with it, you know? So, yeah, but it is very interesting. I do have to say that right now we're in a very peculiar place with the price action where we could have more of a relief rally, and we're really at a make it or break it point right now because we did put a higher high on the daily time frame. And right now, we could put a higher low. And so if we do, I could see potentially a relief rally back up to the high 50s. So I'm keeping my eyes out for that.
Yeah, well, what I agree with you. I think we certainly could see that. But if we continue to see a relief rally and we don't go below 28,500, then it's not really a relief rally. We're still actually on an uptrend, from the lows of the summer. I mean, if we go below 28,500,
oh yeah.
Now we're certainly in a bear market. We're certainly in a downtrend. But as long as we stay above those numbers, then we still make the argument, for
Yeah.
weeks, I was telling people I was like 75% we're in a bear market, then I moved closer to 50-50. A couple weeks ago, I was feeling like when the relief rally was going, like maybe 55% we're feeling bullish, Today I'm feeling more back like 75-25 we're bearish, so, things change how people feel, sentiment and things like that. But, I want to be proven wrong about a lot of this stuff. Like, I don't like it when Bitcoin goes down. I know bear markets are great for accumulation, and they're great for, the person that missed the boat to be able to get back in the boat. But yeah, I don't like looking at red in my portfolio. I like looking at green. I haven't looked at my portfolio in a month. That'll tell you all you need to know right there.
Yeah, it is interesting. You bring up a good point of, really all of 2021, 2020 was definitely a bull market, but 2021 was 100% sideways market. We went from 30K to 65 to 30K to 65 and back down around to 30K. So yeah, you're right. Unless we come down below that 28K, we're technically still in an uptrend.
Yeah.
So I remember during the bull market, you were longing the whole way up. I'm pretty sure you turned like $10,000 into like 500,000 or something crazy like that.
Well, I did two separate things. That I turned 80,000 into $1 million. And then like I did so well, it's like, let me show people I did this. And so then I said, well, I'm going to turn $10,000 into 100,000. And I did it. And then I said, okay, now let's do the 100,000 to $1 million challenge. Let's map it out. I know I'd already done it, but let's show people. And I lost it all. So
do you have any plans to short the bear market the same way?
I always said that I would. We've got Frankie Candles, he's our new trader here at BitBoy. He's worked here for a long time, but he's doing a trading channel. He's doing phenomenal. He's doing really great content. Frankie Candles trading, but the thing about it is that I just don't have time to trade. Like, trading is a job, really,
Sure.
and you gotta look at the charts. You know how it is, Jason. And so for me personally, like, I just don't have the time to get back into that. And when it comes to really trying to figure out, like, okay, shorting on a macro time frame and say, like, okay, well, I'm going to short from the top up, down to the bottom. Well, we already missed the top. So if I were to say, okay, right now at 35K or 36K, wherever we're at, if I were to say, okay, well, I'm going to short from here, what really is the downside? How far is the downside from here? I don't know the answer to that question. If the downside is 29 or 28,500 and we bounce back up, then, is not really that huge of a trade. The risk reward versus going back up, I think, is not really worth it. So I certainly think shorting is a great strategy for people. But, when it comes to trading, kind of reiterating what I said earlier about becoming an expert, find something in crypto and do it. Make income, whether it's passive or whether it's active. Trading, certainly active income. It's not passive income. And do that and learn how to do it really well and focus on it all the time. I'm in a situation, I've got so much stuff going on, like I can't give it the attention that it needs, but you certainly can do it and you can win if you take your emotions out of it.
Yeah, that's a key point, taking the emotions out of it. I did have a question in my Discord that somebody wanted to ask you, which is basically if somebody's totally new coming into crypto.
Totally nude?
Yes, totally nude.
Okay.
They are not wearing any clothes. Great. And they want to get into crypto. What would you recommend as an order of operations for somebody just getting into this? Like, they're totally new. They just found out about Bitcoin yesterday, and they're naked. And they're naked.
And they're naked. Well, first thing, if you're out there with the corn and there's goats out there and you're naked, you need to be careful. They will come. So. They will come. Gobble on a cob. They will gobble the cob. They will gobble cob for sure. But we have BitLab Academy, and that's something we're really proud of. BitlabAcademy.com. This is our training school, I guess you say, for people in crypto that are new. We've got beginner content, intermediate content, expert level content, and we're also constantly adding stuff. We have a course by Nicholas Merton from Data Dash on trading. So we've got a lot of people coming in, a lot of people have been in crypto over a long time creating much of this content. So this is a place that you can start. But the number one thing you have to do is something I've been talking about a good bit lately on my show that I've really come to realize is, this is hard for some people to swallow. But when it comes to investing in crypto, you are not early. You're not early at this point. You are not early. The numbers say the percentage of people that own crypto in the United States is double digits. Okay. You're not single digits anymore. That's where we were in 2017, 2016. We moved to a different place over the bear market, single digits probably, right? But now they say 70% of all people in crypto came in last year. Huge influx of people. But here's the key. We are not early in investing in crypto, but we're early still in understanding crypto. Most people who own crypto, they own it in a Coinbase account or they got it on a Robinhood account, and they don't know anything about it. They don't even know what crypto YouTube is. They're not coming and watching videos. They're not trying to understand blockchain on a deeper level. And that understanding and that education in crypto is what will separate you from your peers, now and going forward. So, a lot of my, most important investment decisions came from having a strong hold and a strong understanding of the crypto market in general. So get in, get educated, learn the basics. And then like I keep saying, try to become an expert in one area. It might be staking, it might be yield farming, it might be trading, it might be NFTs, it might be metaverse. It might be, like I said, creating your own brand or presence in crypto, whatever that is. You just make sure you find that and move towards that goal.
Yeah, thank you. That's some good advice. And it's funny because, technically I'm in the crypto space, but I don't really know much about crypto. I just FOMO'd in 2016 to Bitcoin. And then I used to trade Forex. So now I trade crypto. So it works out.
You used to trade Forex. Now you trade 100X.
Yeah, now, yeah, 100%. That's true. That is true. Well, Ben, man, I really appreciate having you on the channel, man. Seriously, it is an honor. Appreciate it so much. And you have any final words to say to the fine ladies and gentlemen out here?
Well, we love Jason Casper. He does a great job on the channel. We're glad to have him on, glad to have him on Around the Blockchain, our, 5 o'clock show every day, Eastern Standard Time. And, good luck to everybody in your trading. You guys go get that money.
Awesome. Thank you, Ben. Everyone, God bless. And I'll see you in the next video. Peace.